Britain's longest reigning monarch. King Charles and his royal relatives, some 500 heads of state and dignitaries, gathered in the Abbey where Elizabeth was married and where 7 decades ago she was crowned.
In grief and also in profound thanksgiving, we come to this house of God, to a place of prayer, to a church where remembrance and hope are sacred duties.
The coffin is being carried out of the Abbey, and then, a few minutes from now, pipers and drummers will lead the most massive military procession since the funeral of Winston Churchill in 1965. This woman camped out overnight for a good view.
It's a moment of history. It's a moment that we'd never get to experience probably in our lifetime.
King Charles leading his royal relatives in a 2-mile procession through central London, including 2 of the youngest royals, commentator Tina Brown.
The little Prince George and his sister Charlotte, this is their first real inculcation into the royal training. They've already appeared on the Jubilee balcony, but this is what they are going to remember for the rest of their lives when they walked behind Queen Elizabeth II's coffin.
Then the royal hearse will take the Queen to Windsor Castle for burial beside her late husband and royal relatives. I'm Vicki Barker in London. Now with more CBS News, here's Monica Ricks.
Puerto Rico is in the dark this morning after a devastating hit from Fiona. Meteorologist Mike Seidel is there.
Hurricane Fiona crashed to shore with force in Puerto Rico on Sunday. Authorities have opened shelters and closed public beaches, urging people to remain indoors. Historic levels of rain are triggering landslides and flooding.
The governor says the damage is catastrophic. In Alaska, a state of disaster after remnants of a typhoon caused severe flooding there. CBS's Jonathan Vigliotti.
From Newtok to Nome, entire towns were completely submerged, with roads destroyed and homes ripped off their foundation.
Some high-profile insurrection trials start soon in Washington.
Doug Jensen of Iowa is the man prosecutors say was at the front of that mob January 6th, confronting that solitary U.S. Capitol Police officer. He goes on trial this week, and that officer, Eugene Goodman, is expected to testify.
CBS's Scott McFarlane. And Nissan is recalling more than 200,000 Frontier and Titan pickup trucks in the U.S. The company says they can roll away, even in park. This is CBS News.
Dell's semi-annual sale has arrived. Save big on PCs with Windows 11 Pro. Dell Technologies recommends Windows 11 Pro for business. Call 877-ASK-DELL.
Dell Technologies' semi-annual sale has arrived, and it's time to upgrade to the latest business technology. Save big on laptops and desktops with Windows 11 Pro. Plus, get amazing deals on server, storage, and cloud solutions, as well as top work accessories, including docks, monitors, and more. Dell Technologies recommends Windows 11 Pro for business. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL for special business offers during our semi-annual sale.
O'Reilly Auto Parts is here to keep your car on the road with our free loaner tool program. Your local store has more than 80 specialty tools available to rent for your next repair. Refundable deposit required. Ask our professional parts people about the loaner tool program today at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts store or visit O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
SpaceX has launched another series of satellites. More now from CBS's Peter King.
SpaceX had been 0 for 4 for this one because of the weather, and the forecast was not promising for Sunday night's launch until it was.
And liftoff of Starlink 4-34. Go Falcon 9.
This particular launch wasn't particularly remarkable on its own. SpaceX has launched hundreds of Starlink satellites already. What is remarkable is the sheer volume of launches from the Cape this year. 40 in 38 weeks, 33 of them belonging to SpaceX. Peter King, CBS News, Orlando.
City officials in Miami Beach are now considering a dead or alive bounty on invasive iguanas. Experts say the large lizards are killing other wildlife, leaving their waste all over the place and taking over public and private properties. Earlier this year, the city also bumped its budget for iguana removal to $200,000 a year. Monica Ricks, CBS News.
Attention all business owners who rent or lease space, including storage space. Stop wasting your money paying someone else for your space. You can now save a ton of money and own your own building with the incredible sale prices from General Steel. That's right, start saving money every month on renting space from others. Just call 877-25-STEEL to see how General Steel can help you save money. Our 50-year structural warranty buildings are custom designed for your needs and save you a ton of money. Call 877-25-STEEL.
Take it from a successful entrepreneur. If you need to expand or start a new business, you need General Steel.
Great team and the competitive pricing is the reason I went with General Steel.
Call 877-25-STEEL now, and you can get any of our popular quick construction structures, including a 40 by 60 foot building or a 50 by 100 clear span building, fast and easy. Call 877-25-STEEL. That's 877-257-8335. 877-25.
Get glowing for your wedding day and have picture-perfect skin with the help of the experts at R Plus Med Spa. They prioritize a tailored approach, starting with a complimentary bridal consultation to share any skin concerns you have as you prepare for your big day. This is also perfect for the mother of the bride, the groom, and your bridal party. R Plus Med Spa, 210 Shane Drive in Glasgow. Call 270-651-4SPA and schedule your complimentary bridal consultation today.
Have you heard about the new online home for the Glasgow EPB? Well, it isn't just a new-looking website. It's a whole new way to manage your Glasgow EPB services. At the all-new GlasgowEPB.com, you can take care of paying your bill online like always, but you can also request or transfer your Glasgow EPB services, access customer support guides, easily sign up for GEPB alerts, and learn about all available products and programs. So check it out today, GlasgowEPB.com.
You know you can depend on WCLU for local news on the air, online, on demand at WCLUradio.com.
Well, good Monday morning, September 19th, 2022 here, 65 degrees, 6:07 this morning. Good morning. We're glad you're joining us here on Good Morning Live. You're tuning in here to WCLU Radio, the Big Willie as well, broadcasting from Glasgow, Kentucky. It's great to have you with us today. Lots of things to go over. We'll be going over our birthdays in just a moment. We'll be taking a look at that weather forecast, and you've already heard a little bit of that hints. It's going to be much warmer this week than last week. And ahead in the hour, we're going to have some news. Also be taking a look at some history with the archives, per our usual habit here. So lots of things to get settled in for, to listen for this morning. We're glad you chose to listen to us this morning. Taking a look at that birthday list today, Laura Ellen Hedrick is celebrating. Connie Thomas has a birthday. Happy 87th birthday to Ann Honeycutt. Retha Burge is 68 today. Chastity Wyatt is 40 today. We'll be giving a gong there at the half-hour mark today. Terry Lockett celebrates a birthday with Micah Dubree, Bethany Matthews, and Denise Billingsley, all those folks celebrating birthdays here on this September 19th. On the anniversary side of things, looks like it's Mike and Monica Gill today. Alan and Aaron Wilson, 20 years together. And James and Courtney Lyons have 7 years under their belt now. Again, we'll be accepting those birthdays, anniversary wishes all morning long at 270-651-9149 or 800-956-1023. You can submit online at WCLUradio.com. We'll get those put on the air there for you just as soon as you submit those. Don't forget our person of the day. Today we'll be announcing that about 6:30 or a little after this morning. But, of course, each day we recognize an individual who you want to pat on the back and just let them know they're a good person. We do that every day here at WCLU. So be sure to get those nominations in. Those fill up quite quickly. Well, let's take a look at that weather forecast today. Wrong button there. The weather forecast today shaping up to be a warm day today. Looks like that's going to be really not like the not like the fall feels that we'd like, perhaps. Today, a slight chance of showers, mainly between 9 this morning and noon. Maybe some thunderstorms as well. Mostly cloudy, gradually becoming sunny and a high near 88 today. Calm winds. Tonight, patchy fog after 3 a.m. Otherwise, partly cloudy. A low around 67 degrees. Looks like by Tuesday, More patchy fog when we're waking up tomorrow morning. Otherwise, sunny skies and a high near 91 tomorrow night. Clear, a low around 65. And by midweek, looks like sunny skies staying around. But the catch is that the temperature is going to be a little bit higher on Wednesday with a 93-degree mark. Calm winds there. So lots of things to look forward to if you're in for that hot weather, that warm weather. The first day of fall will officially start somewhere around the 8 o'clock in the evening on Thursday. That's when we actually go over to that autumn season. But moving toward Friday, when we actually wake up to autumn, looks like it's still going to be pretty warm out there. Now, those lows in the evening, that's what you need to pay attention to, though. That's really what's going to be feeling like fall. Some of those lows, even this week, we're looking maybe at some 40s by the end of the week as far as the lows go. 6:10 this morning, 65 degrees. This is Good Morning Live. Thank you for joining us today. We'll be right back with more local news.
Looking to buy a home? Look to the mortgage professionals at U.S. Bank. Amy Stafford, mortgage lender for the Barron County market, knows buying a home can be a scary process. She has the experience to help you decide how much home you can afford, whether a conventional fixed or adjustable rate loan or FHA or VA may fit your situation. Call Amy at 659-3200. She'll take the time necessary to answer all of your questions. You'll feel good about choosing U.S. Bank to partner with in purchasing your first or your next home. U.S. Bank, member FDIC.
Happy birthday!
Yes, we all love it. Wishing someone a happy birthday or happy anniversary is a warm, loving, thoughtful way to brighten someone's day and make them feel special. That's why we encourage you to call or email us with the names of your friends and loved ones who are celebrating. It's our privilege to feature birthdays and anniversaries 7 days a week at WCLU. Call today 651-9149 or toll free 800-956-1023. That's 651-9149 or 800-956-1023. Or always online, a simple click, WCLUradio.com. Birthdays and anniversaries.
Happy anniversary!
From WCLU, we are your home for local.
Late sleepers everywhere are demanding breakfast until noon on weekends. Well, hit that snooze button because Hardee's is extending breakfast hours until noon. And now you can celebrate it with the new 2 for $5 breakfast deal. Imagine eating your choice of a sausage and egg biscuit, country fried steak, or biscuit and gravy all before midday on the weekends. The late sleepers have spoken. Bite into the new 2 for $5 breakfast deal only at Hardee's. Feed your happy. Tax not included. Available for limited time at participating Hardee's restaurants. Exclusions may apply by time of day. Price of participation may vary.
For over 25 years, Window World has provided quality products for homeowners around the country. Every window we sell is custom made for optimal energy efficiency and superior durability. Plus, a vinyl finish means they will never need painting. Just like our windows, entry doors from Window World are made to last, featuring a durable composite frame that will never rot. When it comes time to replace your windows or doors, trust Window World. Call 270-780-9600.
Simply the best for less. Window World.
Well, good morning and welcome back into WCLU Local News here on this Monday, September 19th, 6:13 currently. 65 degrees. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Brennan Crane. Lots to go over in the way of local news. We're going to be mainly telling you today about some things just to be watching out for. So that's pretty much where we are. Looking ahead toward tomorrow. Tomorrow will be the monthly meeting of the Barron Fiscal Court. They'll begin that meeting per their usual time at 9 o'clock on Tuesday morning. Lots of things to go over there in that meeting. County Judge Executive Report. He's expected to give a report on championship rings. That's a presentation. Apparently, this has to do with the county leagues as far as the leagues that are there at Jackie Browning Park. The 65-35 rule, it's coming up again. Remember, that's that rule that says that they cannot spend more than 65% of any particular fund in the budget during this fourth fiscal year, which, of course, happens to fall in an election year. They're also going to be going over that audit certification from the LGEA funds. The sheriff, he's expected to talk about the sale of surplus equipment, a K-9 vehicle box, acknowledging receipt of the quotas and consideration of public officials' bonds. There's a number of other things going on this meeting. As far as old business goes, the court is set to have a public hearing at that meeting for an ordinance relating to the 2022 tax rate. So keep that in mind. If you'd like to be there, there will be a public hearing for that. All that information is available at the County Government Center as far as the specifics if you need to know that. They'll also be looking over that courthouse janitorial contract. Now, this has been going on for a few months now, and essentially what this is the courthouse does contract its janitorial services. Essentially, a company comes in to clean the courthouse, and there has been some speculation that there might be a new janitorial contract drafted, or they might just go back and renew the one with the service they already use. There has been some mixed feelings among courthouse officials about whether the current company actually is doing a satisfactory job. Under new business, several other things, transfer of funds, budget adjustments, and monthly financial statements. You can catch that meeting live at the Glasgow Electric Plant Board YouTube page, or you can find that on EPB Channel 6 tomorrow. Again, that's kicking off at 9 o'clock on Tuesday morning. This evening, the Glasgow Independent School Board is expected to meet. That's going to be at 6 o'clock, and that's going to be at South Green Elementary. It's a special called meeting, and quite the bit of the agenda. Of course, Mr. Chad Mullenkamp, Dr. Chad Mullenkamp, he'll be appointed as board secretary during his tenure as superintendent. He's expected to be, at least. They'll also be opening up the floor for public comment. Of course, this is now the norm at school board meetings across the state. There are several minutes worth of public comment. Regardless if someone asked to be on the agenda or not, they must acknowledge this several minutes worth of public comment time for you to show up and say whatever. They also have several other line items on there. They'll be discussing the superintendent 30, 60, and 90-day plan and professional growth plan. They'll also be hearing from the superintendent about personnel actions and a number of other types of things under operation actions, of course, approving some different things at each of the schools, ornament sales for the Glasgow High School girls basketball team, Norton's Children's Hospital donation boxes for the volleyball team, a number of other things with local PTOs and things like that. Student service actions, they'll be appointing Randy Wilkinson as facilitator for local planning committee, appointing 3 community members to serve on the local planning committee, appointing a board member to serve on the local planning committee, and approving that contract extension for Mr. Larry Hammond as superintendent advisor. Again, if you remember, Mr. Hammond has served as interim superintendent during the time that Mr. Keith Hale and Dr. Chad Mullenkamp, of course, becoming that superintendent. Mr. Hammond is expected to serve as an advisor. Again, this meeting tonight at 6 o'clock at the South Green Elementary School. They'll be going over all of these things. You can you can attend that meeting. It is open, and they'll be, again, going over a lot of these things. Of course, that South Green Elementary construction update, that's always expected here with the school system as well. And on the other side of town, the National Merit Scholarship Corporation announced the names of approximately 16,000 semifinalists in the 67th Annual National Merit Scholarship Program. Cooper Evans, a senior at the Barron Academy of Virtual and Expanded Learning, or BAVL as you may be called it, is a part of this prestigious group. Barron County Schools says in a news release, these academically talented high school seniors have an opportunity to continue in the competition for some 7,500 National Merit Scholarships worth nearly $30 million. That will be offered next spring. Janelle McGuire, who's the director of admissions for BAVL, says, quote, "We are incredibly proud of Cooper and his achievement. BAVL is committed to offering a challenging curriculum that prepares students for the world of higher education. Cooper is a wonderful reflection on our program," unquote. To be considered for this Merit Scholarship Award semifinalist, they must fulfill several requirements to advance to the finalist level. To become a finalist, the semifinalist must submit a detailed scholarship application, and that includes academic achievement, school and community activities, and a number of other accolades. Well, we do want to let you know about a road closure, and this is going to be until further notice. The county judge executive's office announcing Friday that the closure of Moore Road, which is out toward the eastern part of the county there along Kentucky Highway 90. They'll be closing that portion of the road closest to Highway 90. Of course, that construction is still ongoing there, creating that bypass around the 88 community in eastern Barron County. This closure, they say, is necessary due to safety reasons relating to the State Highway 90 road construction project. It is our understanding, however, that Moore Road will be accessible from the other end, which is there off of Nobob Road, or 839, if you're familiar with that area. 6:20 on the dot, 65 degrees, with more news from around the Commonwealth. It's Jordan Smith on the other side of this break.
Reports show that an estimated 5 million elders are abused in nursing homes each year.
Look for the signs of nursing home abuse: bed sores, broken bones, dehydration, and malnutrition. If you suspect that your loved one has been abused or injured in a nursing home, call the dedicated Hughes & Coleman Nursing Home legal team.
Control starts with a call. Hughes & Coleman, 800-800-4600.
Principal office in Bowling Green, Kentucky. Services may be performed by others. Report data from National Center for Elder Abuse. When your loved one has been neglected or abused in a nursing home, it can feel like you're losing control and don't know where to turn. Take control. The nursing home abuse signs you need to look for include bed sores, broken bones, dehydration, and malnutrition. Hughes & Coleman is here to provide the legal help your family needs in order to take action during this difficult time.
Control starts with a call to Hughes & Coleman, 800-800-4600.
Principal office in Bowling Green, Kentucky. Services may be performed by others.
This is Jordan Smith here with all of your news from around the Commonwealth of Kentucky. A Kentucky man who killed 3 students and injured 5 more in a high school shooting a quarter century ago has a chance at parole this week. Michael Carneal was a 14-year-old freshman back in 1997 when he fired a stolen pistol at a before-school prayer group in the lobby of Heath High School near Paducah. In one of the few interviews he has given since then, he told the Courier-Journal in 2002 that he was suffering from delusions and paranoia. Carneal's parole hearing starts today with testimony from his victims. On Tuesday, Carneal will make his case for release. If the board rules against him, they can decide how long Carneal should wait before his next opportunity to seek parole. The Kentucky Supreme Court has suspended an Eastern Kentucky prosecutor who promised to help a defendant in exchange for nude photographs. Ronnie Goldie is the Commonwealth's attorney for Bath, Menifee, Montgomery, and Rowan counties. Although the court temporarily suspended him, it said in its Friday order that only the General Assembly can remove Goldie from office through impeachment. The Courier-Journal previously reported that Goldie exchanged 230 pages of Facebook messages with a female defendant. Goldie has testified that he does not remember sending them. The woman has said Goldie withdrew warrants and had cases continued in exchange for photos. She also said that she had sex with the prosecutor. The Kentucky has self-reported violations to the NCAA following an investigation into athletes being compensated for part-time work that was not performed at the university hospital. The school asked that the violations be processed as Level 3 in its report submitted on September 3rd to NCAA Reinstatement Director Jerry Vaughn. The school learned of possible violations in February and found it was limited to a, quote, small number of athletes who concealed their use of clock-in, clock-out system while working in the hospital's patient transport department. The report did not identify the athletes nor which teams they played for. And finally, officials are holding 4 virtual town halls this month in an effort to improve Kentucky's foster care system. A statement from the Administrative Office of the Courts says anyone interested in making the system better is encouraged to attend one of the regional meetings, which are being hosted by citizen foster care review boards. The first meeting on September 19th will be held for residents of Bullitt, Fayette, and Jefferson counties. A meeting on September 21st will be for residents of Central Kentucky, A meeting on September 27th will be for residents of Western Kentucky, and a meeting on September 3rd will be for residents of Eastern Kentucky. This has been Jordan Smith with all your news from the Bluegrass State.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
A parole hearing is expected to start today for a 39-year-old man who opened fire on students attending a before-school prayer meeting at Heath High School near Paducah back in 1997. Michael Carneal was 14 years old when he killed 3 students and injured 5 others. Close relatives of those killed, as well as those injured, will be testifying today. Carneal will state his case for parole tomorrow. Carneal's life sentence guaranteed an opportunity for parole after 25 years. A Kentucky prosecutor is facing a suspension for asking for nude photos. Ronnie Goldie serves several districts in eastern Kentucky, and he allegedly promised a defendant to help in court in exchange for nude photos. Police also say Gordy had exchanged messages with the woman in question, and she says the pair had a sexual relationship. It's all over, but the cleanup, Bourbon and Beyond, provided a big boost to the Louisville area economy over the past 4 days. Fred Minnick, Bourbon and Beyond co-founder.
It feels so amazing to have Bourbon and Beyond back and to have people out here enjoying awesome bourbon and to see top-notch A-list musicians on the stage.
Minnick tells WLKY-TV around 130,000 people made their way to the Kentucky Exposition Center. Regional tourism officials estimate the festival pumping $9 million into the Louisville metro economy. Gasoline prices in Kentucky are about 40 cents lower than the national average. The cost of a gallon of regular unleaded in the Bluegrass State averages at $3.28. The national average is $3.67. I'm Sean McCormick.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
Your annual homecoming tailgate party was a rousing success. You caught up with your weird cousin Phil. You and your buddy Dave were crowned cornhole champions. Your famous potato salad drew rave reviews. The home team even won. But the best part was what didn't happen. You didn't drive home buzzed. You got a ride home from your cousin Phil, who may be weird, but also definitely sober. Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid with funds through the Kentucky Office of Highway Safety.
I grow corn and beans, and I raise cattle. What I do is good for people, good for Kentucky. And what I don't do is good for the environment. I don't let fertilizer, chemicals, manure, or good farmland run off into the creek. And you know what? Turns out that also makes me more productive and more efficient. If you're a farmer, develop an ag water quality plan. It's never
For over 25 years, Window World has provided quality products for homeowners around the country. Every window we sell is custom made for optimal energy efficiency and superior durability. Plus, a vinyl finish means they will never need painting. Just like our windows, entry doors from Window World are made to last, featuring a durable composite frame that will never rot. When it comes time to replace your windows or doors, trust Window World. Call 270-780-9600.
Simply the best for less. Window World.
In my family, I'm the planner. From the weekly grocery list to the family vacation, everything, all the details. Though planning for the end was something I left off my list. Then a friend told me about South Central Kentucky Monuments in Glasgow. She said even though it wasn't on her to-do list, seeing them was one of the best planning decisions she'd ever made. South Central Kentucky Monuments showed her the different options they have available, even an image of the finished monument. And since South Central Kentucky Monuments does all the stone carving in-house, it cost much less than she expected. They made the process easy to create the exact memorial she wanted. So my husband and I made a plan to see them. We are so happy with our decision. We encouraged our family and friends to do the same. It'll be the best planning decision you ever make.
Buy direct and save money at South Central Kentucky Monuments at the corner of East Front Street and Columbia Avenue. Family owned in Glasgow since 2010.
In funeral announcements this hour, Joan Edge Sexton, age 75, of Cave City, died Saturday at the Medical Center at Caverna. She was a member of the Horse Cave Baptist Church. She loved to read and listen to music. She was a mom to many. She was a loving wife, mother, grandmother, and great-grandmother. She is survived by 2 daughters, Leslie Sexton and Sonia Crane, 2 sons, Rusty Sexton and Robbie Sexton, both of Louisville, 10 grandchildren, Daniel Crane, Jacob Crane, Sarah Fox, Leah Crane, Mara Sexton, Jonas Sexton, Ezra Sexton, Jude Sexton, Lucas Sexton, and Rory Sexton, 4 great-grandchildren, Trace Crane, Braden Crane, Nolan Fox, and Bennett Crane, 1 brother, Ed Edge, 3 sisters-in-law, Linnell Sexton, Betty Locke, and Gail Miller, along with several nieces and nephews. The funeral service for Joan Sexton will be at the Wynn Funeral Home Wednesday afternoon at 1 o'clock, with burial to follow in the Horse Cave Municipal Cemetery. Visitation will be held at the Wynn Funeral Home Tuesday from 2 until 7 and from 9 until the time of service on Wednesday. Funeral services for Betty L. Parker, age 68, of Crawfordsville, Indiana, will be held at 1 o'clock Tuesday afternoon at Butler Funeral Home, burial in the Walker Cemetery in Noblick. Visitation begins at 10 o'clock Tuesday morning. Funeral services for Clifford W. Oliver, age 78, will be held at 2 o'clock Tuesday at the Chapel of the Goad Funeral Home in Scottsville. Visitation will be today from 1 until 8 at the funeral home and from 8 a.m. Tuesday until the time for service at 2. Alternate expressions of sympathy can take the form of contributions to the Cedar Springs No. 2 Fire Department or the Scottsville General Baptist Church. Donations can be made at the funeral home. The Hatcher and Sadler Funeral Home is assisting the family. Services for Bruce Graham, age 60, of Edmonton, will be held at 11 o'clock today at the Pleasant Union United Baptist Church, with interment to follow in the Pine Grove Church Cemetery. Visitation will be held from 9 until 11 today at Pleasant Union United Baptist Church. Services for Berta Carter, age 91, of Burkesville, will be held at noon today at the Holy Cross Catholic Church, burial in the Burkesville Cemetery under the direction of the Blue and Stotts Funeral Home. Obituary information is available 24 hours a day free at WCLUradio.com, and on the WCLU app. No login is necessary.
When we lost Frank, we lost a good friend.
Father, husband, colleague, and coach. He meant a lot to all of us.
Today, we had a chance to tell him that.
When someone close to you passes on, you want to commemorate their life in a special way. That's why individual requests are such an important part of our funeral services. We strive to meet your specific needs for the most fitting service for your loved ones. A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home, a celebration of love.
It's important to know you can send unique designs at a price you can afford when you send a design created by Jeff's Country Florist. And if you can't seem to find that one-of-a-kind unique gift, then come see us at Jeff's Country Florist. These great designs and gifts are available for local delivery or in-store pickup. Stop by and browse our showroom at 4911 Scottsville Road in Glasgow. We're open Monday through Friday, 9 till 5, Saturdays, 9 till noon. Let's talk. 270-678-3575. There's only one Jeff's Country Florist.
All right, good morning. 6:32 now, 65 degrees on your Monday morning. Good morning. Great to have you with us today. I'm Brennan Crane in the seat for Mr. Henry Royce today. Lots of birthdays to go over. We have a few that have been added to the list as well as our anniversaries, so let's get straight to them. Looks like today we're celebrating Angela Kessler. Caleb Mitchell is 20 today, and you know what that means, Caleb. Get a gong. Sandra K. Pettigo's having a birthday today. Denise Billingsley, Bethany Matthews is celebrating. Micah Dubree, Terry Lockett, Chastity Wyatt is 40 today, so another gongaree. If that's a word, that's what we say around here at least. Retha Burge is 68 today. Ann Honeycutt, 87. Connie Thomas and Laura Ellen Hedrick celebrate. Looking on the anniversary side of things, Tommy and Carolyn Berry, 47 years. Congratulations, Tommy and Carolyn. Stuart and Abigail Curley celebrate an anniversary today. James and Courtney Lyons, 7 years together, and at least married, and 20 years for Alan and Aaron Wilson, another gong. We're saying happy anniversary today to Mike and Monica Gill. You can submit your birthday or anniversary online, WCLUradio.com, or submit those at our phone number, 270-651-9149. And if we don't get to the phone, leave a voicemail. We'll be sure to get that off of there as well. Our person of the day today, we want to let you know it's Gina Lyon Day. Yeah, Gina Lyon Day. So if you see Gina lying around town today, pat her on the back, tell her she's good as gold from all of us here at WCLU. And a little taste of Texas. Of course, the whole community of Glasgow, Barron County, the surrounding areas. If you know Gina, be sure to pat her on the back no matter where she is. That's kind of our thing around here. And what is this person of the day? Well, person of the day is a submission that you can do online at our website or call us after 8 o'clock each morning, and we can get someone put on the air for you that you feel like's a special person or someone you just want to pat on the back and let them know that they're a good person and that you appreciate them. That's why we do this thing here locally. Monday, September 19th, we're going to take a quick break. We'll check the weather in just a moment.
Let me ask you something, partner. What are you doing for lunch? Surely you can do better than one of those fast food places or something that comes out of a brown bag. Come on over to Colton Steakhouse and Grill. Lunch can be fun, tasty, affordable, and quick. Colton's has a special lunch menu. Steak, chicken, seafood, salad, sandwiches, and our Montana burger. Plus at lunch you get Colton's famous homemade yeast rolls. Now you got lunch plans. At Colton's, where we know what's at stake.
Weather from the WCLU Weather Center. Brought to you by Key Cleaners on Happy Valley Road in Glasgow.
Protect your investment in your clothes and your image by having your clothes professionally dry cleaned at Key Cleaners in Glasgow. The Catron family has years of experience in caring for the most delicate of garments, as well as drapes and sheers, spreads and comforters, with convenient hours of 6:45 to 5:30 Monday through Friday and Saturday 8 till 1. Key 1-hour cleaners, Happy Valley Road, Glasgow, where we accept Visa and MasterCard.
How's that weather forecast shaping up? You might be asking yourself. Well, it is going to be a warm day today, so be sure that you prepare for that. Don't go outside today expecting to get those 74-degree highs like we had last week. It's just not going to be that way this week. Looks like today, 88 degrees, a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms maybe this morning. Tonight, otherwise, partly cloudy. We will have some patchy fog maybe, and a low around 67 degrees. Waking up Tuesday, you're likely going to have some fog in and around the area. Sunny skies and a high near 91. And by Wednesday, sunny skies and a high near 93. So it looks like sunny skies are in the forecast all week long. It's just that temperature that's going to be warmer this week. And again, I can't stress to you enough here, now that we're actually just a few days out, I suppose, we are going to be rolling over to the autumn season, and that's going to be quickly approaching here. And we'll be doing that on Thursday evening. And when we wake up on Friday, looks like it's going to be quite chilly, actually. We have seen some 40-degree temperatures in that forecast, depending on what you're looking at. So keep that all in mind. Gives you something positive to look forward to. Now we're going to check in with our ag headlines. We'll get a wrap there. Brought to you by Best One Tire.
I'm Mark Dorenkamp with Brownfield Ag News headlines. Ag Director Chris Chin says harvest is picking up across Missouri.
If you go down to the southwest, they ended up having to chop a lot of their corn for silage. There's a lot of challenges down there, especially our cattlemen and women. You know, they are short on hay as well.
And harvest is just around the corner for Northwest Ohio farmer Ryan Moore.
We always like to take a little bit of an early premium on corn, start earlier if we can. That's what we're going to start Monday.
More news coming up on Brownfield.
Hello, everyone. This is Joe and Rachel Dotson from Best One Tire in Glasgow.
We wanted to personally thank you for supporting our tire and repair business at 100 Shawn Lane.
Many of our customers come to us for ag and truck tire, but did you know we are capable of serving any size car or pickup?
With over 300 stores behind us, our buying power means we can pass on to you the very best pricing in our area.
We have many tires and tubes in stock, and we can do alignments on just about anything that rolls.
I was raised in Metcalfe County. After being away for a few years, Joe and I brought our family back to the area, and nothing brings us greater pleasure than servicing our neighbors when they are broke down in the field or on the road. We are here for you. We want to help you by taking the stress out of buying your next tires. We will work with any budget, anytime.
Come in and find out why we are the fastest growing tire company in Glasgow. We love this business. We love this town. Pretty soon you will be coming to our new store out on Highway 90 right here in Glasgow.
Best One Tire and Service, creating one raving fan at a time.
A Midwest agronomist says high winds and warmer temps could dry down corn up to 5 percentage points next week. Mike Toohill with Agrisampo tells Brownfield conditions appeared late last week in Kansas and Nebraska that are expected to move east through the Corn Belt, which would result in hidden or mystery yield loss in some fields.
Hidden mystery loss is more of a factor in a year like this when the corn dries very rapidly. There's something maybe in the shrink calculation, maybe something in the yield calculation formula, or possibly physical changes into the kernel.
Toohill says there are some potential positive impacts, like less money spent on drying the crop post-harvest. And the Farmers for Soil Health Initiative has been awarded a $95 million grant from USDA to help farmers increase the use of climate-smart practices. Program coordinator Josh Johnson tells Brownfield the grant will help advance cover crops and conservation tillage in 20 states. The project is part of the first pool of the Partnerships for Climate Smart Commodities funding opportunity announced last week. Mark Dorenkamp, Brownfield Ag News.
Well, summer's over, but that joint pain is still there. Time to do something. It's Henry Royce, and I want you to call QC Kinetics right now. You've put it off long enough. It's time to get real, lasting relief from chronic pain in your knees and back and shoulder and hips. QC Kinetics can get you moving again with cutting-edge regenerative treatments with no drugs, no downtime, and no surgery. Regenerative medicine uses highly concentrated healing properties from your own body to restore and repair damaged joint tissue. And QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in this exciting breakthrough natural approach to eliminating joint pain. Lots of people here have done this, and they are living life to the fullest, pain-free. Don't assume the old ways of dealing with joint pain are the only ways. Call QC Kinetics today. Stop putting it off. Call now for a free consultation. 270-974-4500. QC Kinetics, 270-974-4500. That's 270-974-4500.
When there's work to be done, you get to it. And Joseph A. Wade Incorporated is here to help. They repair and make hydraulic hoses and repair hydraulic cylinders. If there's a problem, the Joseph A. Wade hydraulic team will help you find a solution. They're also a distributor for Croyle products. Plus, black and orange nitrile gloves are back in stock. Locally owned and operated, Joseph A. Wade Incorporated. Here to help since 1985. Located in the curve of Industrial Drive in Glasgow.
Well, after a fabulous weekend, we are back for more of the archives. We have been plowing through the month of September here on the archives here on WCLU. It's made possible by the good folks located at Joseph A. Wade Industrial Hardware Services. History is made by the hard work that stands the test of time. And, you know, we got a lot of historical things that stand the test of time. And I really am just going to... You tell me a little bit about this historical feature that you are going to be doing on Thursday at the Cultural Center. I like the theme of this, Sam. I want you to tell everybody how this is going to be, okay?
It's going to be part of the South Central Kentucky Cultural Center's monthly museum after hours event, and they will have, I believe it's the California Taco food truck on site. And so the museum will be open until 8, and so you can come and enjoy that for free. But also, the Barron County Historical Society is going to be having a program there, and it happens to be that I'm giving the program.
Now, I was going to say, you want to downplay that a little bit, but I think that'll really help the crowd, knowing you're going to get the master in charge of the program, sir.
Well, that might be a little advantageous.
I got you. Well, tell me what we're going to enjoy.
Well, the title of the program is Drive By History.
Okay.
And it's stories about the places that we pass every day in our usual activities here in Glasgow, as well as some places out in the county, and the forgotten stories about those places. And there are a lot of unique tales about various historic places, and some that people don't even realize are historic. One of the other aspects will be the origin of some of our street names in Glasgow, and I don't mean ones that were created 50 or 25 years ago, but I'm talking about the nucleus of downtown Glasgow in the original plat, and exactly who those streets were named for, because sometimes we think we know and then we find out that it's completely wrong. And we can learn a lot of history just if we know who the streets are named for and why they were selected by our founding fathers here in Glasgow.
Well, I knew that you were working on all of this, and I wanted you to tell everybody so everybody will carve out the time to come down there. What time is your program going to start?
Start at 6 o'clock.
Okay.
And so come on. That's free. Everyone is welcome to attend the program, and stay on at the museum afterwards for viewing the third floor or anything else you might like.
Isn't that neat? You know, and scarf down some tacos in between too.
Certainly.
All right, let's get started with the archives today, Sam. Let's get started in 1922. What are we going to talk about today from 100 years ago today, sir?
Well, the Glasgow Republican on this day was telling us about, I believe, some of your relatives.
Oh, they were.
And this piece says that Dr. and Mrs. L.C. Biggers of Temple Hill returned Saturday from a visit to their son Jack Biggers in Fairbury, Illinois, and numerous other friends in Illinois and Indiana. They were gone for more than 4 weeks.
Wow, what a vacation that is.
Yes. Dr. Biggers went in his Ford. 463 miles on 22 gallons of gas, or 21 miles to the gallon.
My goodness. And how many roads were in existence back then, I wonder?
Probably not nearly as many as we have today, and I'm sure that they were not the quality we have today, but he reported that they had delightful roads except between Glasgow and Louisville.
Oh, wow.
So perhaps that was a little bit of a encouragement to work on the Jackson Highway.
Yeah, well, that's neat that they went to do that. That L.C. Biggers was my great-grandfather's brother. There was Dr. Millard and Dr. Lonnie, and Dr. Millard was my great-grandfather, Dr. Lonnie his brother, L.C., and he had Jack Biggers as one son, and I can't remember all the names, but nonetheless, they were physicians and, really did a whole lot in this community, Sam, for sure. How they got 4 weeks off, I don't know.
Well, I bet the other brother was taking care of the patients while he was gone to Illinois.
I'll take call. Well, that's good.
And then moving on in 1932, Henry, the Republican was reporting some unfortunate news, and the headline reads, Daugherty Brothers closes.
Okay.
The firm of the Daugherty Brothers grocers have closed the doors, and report is that they have filed bankruptcy proceedings. There are no better men in Glasgow than the Daugherty brothers. They came to Glasgow from their farm at Poplar Spring quite a number of years ago and engaged in the grocery business and did a square business.
That was an unfortunate thing, because I'm sure they were popular and people loved their the way that they had their items for sale too.
Certainly, and of course we're in the throes of the Depression, and we've had a lot of these news stories about businesses going under during the Depression.
That's one of the things I love about one of the things I love about the archives is, we are in the 80s and the 90s. Well, that was back during the Depression. Well, you don't know what that is in the 80s and the 90s until you hear on the archives about how we were losing specific stores that have been that families have operated for years and years, and it really paints a much more clearer picture, Sam.
Exactly. And then if we move on to this day in September of 1942, the Republican had, unfortunately, some more unfortunate news.
More bad news,
This time from Fountain Run. And the story reads that the Fountain Run High School auditorium was destroyed about 7:30 this morning when it collapsed. No one was injured since school children had not arrived for the day. The building was completed last year at a cost of approximately $11,000 and was constructed under the auspices of the WPA or similar government agency. Mr. Carlos High is principal. It is understood that a recent inspection of the building confirmed Mr. High's suspicion of the dangerous condition of the building and that steel had been bought to be used for bracing the building in an effort to save it.
Mm-hmm.
However, the work could not be completed in time to avoid the collapse.
Wow, that of course, Mr. Carlos High, legendary later on in life in the Glasgow Little League, but back at Fountain Run here, any buildings I know about that were constructed of the WPA, many of them are still standing. Very solidly built. So I don't know if they ever figured out what really happened down there at Fountain Run. Do you know?
I don't know, and perhaps the archives down the road will follow up and reveal a little bit more about that.
That
very
could have
unfortunate.
Been dangerous indeed.
And then moving on to 1952, Henry, on this day, the Glasgow Times. It's terrible. We seem to be having lots of bad news.
Bad news day,
today.
huh? Yeah, it's Monday.
The Times was reporting victims of polio die at Sampson Hospital.
Oh no!
The fourth polio death in Glasgow was registered last Thursday night at Sampson Community Hospital when Mrs. Mary Lee Wilson, age 22, of the Seven Springs community in Metcalfe County, succumbed to the disease. Ill for 2 days before, Mrs. Wilson was admitted to the hospital 5 hours before she died.
Wow.
The fifth infantile paralysis death in Glasgow this year was recorded at the hospital when Shirley Ann Vincent, 2-year-old daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Earl J. Vincent of Bee Spring in Edmonson County, died. Completely paralyzed on the left side, the child had been a patient at the hospital since September 9th.
My goodness, that how quickly we forget how treacherous dealing with polio was back in those days, and the fact that we have vaccines now that have helped eradicate polio. Pretty much all of polio has been eradicated, but it certainly was a very feared disease back in the day, Sam.
It certainly was. It was a terrifying thing for parents in particular. And people weren't sure how to combat it.
Right,
so they were given all manner of suggestions and instructions, and unfortunately it took a lot of lives also.
Indeed.
And moving on to 1962, the Glasgow Republican reported that the first meeting of the newly organized Glasgow High School Parent-Teacher Association was held September 13th, with President Robert A. Lessenberry presiding.
Oh, my goodness.
The program featured a panel discussion led by Mr. Yule Barrickman, the subject being, Don't Be a Dropout Parent, discussed by a panel composed of Edwin Mays, Earl Bradford, Emery White, Dr. Eugene Marion, Eddie Atnip, and Patricia Newcomb.
Talk about pillars of the community. You just named the all-star list of people that made a difference, Sam Terry, for sure.
Indeed.
My goodness.
And, many of them associated with so many different areas of our community, from business and medicine and the educational system, all sorts of folks.
Indeed. Well, I'm glad they had that
and
first
a good
meeting.
Topic.
Yeah, certainly, for sure. Sometimes you just got to get it all out of the table,
Exactly. Then, moving up to 1972, I believe this one may come from the Daily Times also, but it announces that the second annual Cave Country Arts and Crafts Fair will be held on the grounds of the Mammoth Cave Wax Museum first weekend of October. And wasn't that a great place?
It was. I tell you what, it was way ahead of its time, I think, because it was a very, very, very fabulous place indeed, and brought a lot of visitors to our area for sure.
It certainly did. It was always something you would take your out-of-town guests to go see, the Wax Museum, and a good way to while away a few hours.
Sure.
And, it was a neat thing, and I actually remember that arts and crafts fair, and they had all sorts of interesting things there.
Neat indeed.
And in 1982, Mr. Jimmy Mortimer was 22 years old, obviously from Glasgow, and he had been announced as a member of the 1982-83 UK cheerleading squad.
And he made us all proud, too, I'll tell you that.
He certainly did, and he's still cheering for the Wildcats.
That's right. He'll never give that part of it up, but he earned the right to do that, you know.
He certainly did.
That's right.
Certainly did.
Good deal.
And then moving up to 1992, Henry, Keith Brandstetter, Mark Spillman, Danny Gillentine, Scott Adwell, and Jimmy Pettigo took the Watermelon Festival 3-on-3 basketball championship undefeated on Labor Day weekend. So some news from our friends over in Monroe County.
Yeah, well, sounds to me like they put some good basketballers on the court there for sure.
Without a doubt. And on this day in 2002, there was a ribbon cutting held for a migrant workers' home built under the direction of Kenneth and Tommy Bale on Wickersville Road near Hardyville. And that was quite an undertaking.
It was, and certainly how timely is that topic still to this day. Certainly those two fellas worked hard, and a lot. They weren't afraid for anybody to say, well, look, we've never done that before. That was a big challenge for sure. It made a difference for sure.
It certainly did, and still making one. And finally, in the archives, on this day in 2012, the Barron County Progress was reporting Monroe County handed the Glasgow Scotties their first loss of the season, 28-0.
The Falcons blanked the Scotties. That was a big news story for sure, wasn't it?
It was indeed. It always is.
That's right.
When those two teams are playing.
A lot of tough ball games between Monroe County and Glasgow, and going way back to when the Tompkinsville Bears and the Scotties would meet too. Great tradition there for sure. Sam, how can we keep going with this at this pace? But every day it's full of fascinating facts about this place we call home, sir.
There's always something new and different, and as I say, often we all learn something from the archive.
We do, and I really appreciate you always put the rest of the story together right there, and it's just fascinating to wait and see what your angles are going to be. We're going to call it the Terry angle here, it looks like, the angle you take on things. Thank you, sir. We'll reconvene tomorrow. Is that all right?
I'll look forward to it, Henry.
Thank you, Sam.
Let me ask you something. What do you see when you look at your home and your car? Do you see a bundle, a combo deal? That's how other insurance companies see them. But a State Farm agent sees so much more, because a State Farm agent sees your home and your car as more than just four walls and four wheels. They see the things you've worked really hard for. So why not give them the protection they deserve? Call State Farm agent Mike Bryant in Glasgow at 270-651-3608.
This is Bart Warren for the South Green Street Church of Christ. I invite you to live today in light of this. Let not your hearts be troubled. Believe in God, believe also in me. In my Father's house are many rooms. If it were not so, would I have told you that I go to prepare a place for you? And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again, and I will take you to myself, that where I am you may be also. And you know the way to where I'm going. Thomas said to him, Lord, we don't know where you're going. How can we know the way? Jesus said to him, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. If you had known me, you would have also known my Father. From now on, you do know him, and you've seen him. This is John chapter 14, verses 1 through 7. This has been Bart Warren for the South Green Street Church of Christ.
Come see Thomas Oil and Fuel at 219 Industrial Drive. They offer 24-hour day-at-the-pump service or pay inside during their normal business hours. Weekdays 7:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. No account required. They welcome everyone. Call them with your bulk fuel or oil orders at 270-651-5212. Also, come check out their selection of VP Racing Fuels. You'll be greeted with a smile. Thank you to everyone who has been by to support them, and they look forward to meeting those of you who haven't. Thomas Oil and Fuel, under new ownership, 219 Industrial Drive, Glasgow.
Weather from the WCLU Weather Center. Brought to you by South Central Bank.
You work hard for your money. It's time your money does some of the work. And South Central Bank has created a way for that to start happening today. South Central Bank has announced CD rates that will get your money into the workforce. A 21-month CD with an APY of 2.50% is now available. That's right, a 21-month CD that pays 2.50%. Available now from South Central Bank. Need a shorter term? Well, the 9-month CD pays 1.5% APY. Minimum deposit $500. Come into any South Central Bank today and make it happen. Member FDIC. Penalty for early withdrawal may apply.
In the WCLU Forecast Center, today we're looking for a lot of sunshine, a high of 89. Tonight, patchy fog after 4 o'clock in the morning, otherwise partly cloudy, a low of 67. Patchy fog on Tuesday morning, too, but sunny later, high of 91. Tuesday night, clear and 66. And then on Wednesday, we're going to warm up, sunshine and hot, and a high of 94 degrees. That's your forecast from WCLU, where you're home for local. It's 65 degrees at WCLU.
Anderson Windows and Doors with Stormwatch protection are designed to meet building codes for coastal locations from Maine to Miami, Gainesville to Galveston, and they're on guard even when no one is home. Anderson Windows and Doors with Stormwatch protection. The uglier the weather gets, the more beautiful they become.
See the full line of Anderson Windows and Doors at Glasgow Building Supply, 31E Bypass in Glasgow. Anderson Windows. Come home to Anderson.
Good morning from Forever Communications. WCLU Glasgow, W276VO Glasgow, WLLI Muffordville, WLYE Glasgow, W253BN Glasgow. Good morning live.
That's right. Good morning live. Thank you for joining us today. 7 o'clock, 65 degrees. We're about to begin our 7 o'clock hour with lots of things coming up. I want to let you know about what we're going to be doing. First, we're going to be doing trivia here in about a minute or so. Right after that, we'll be doing the news. But keep this in mind. I'm going to be giving away a 4-pack of tickets to an exciting festival this coming weekend. So you're not going to want to miss that. We also have a restaurant discount card in that package as well. All of that's only here on WCLU and the Big Willie. Good morning.
Highland Pharmacy on Rogers Road in Glasgow has been a community favorite since 2012, and there's a reason for that. They consistently offer a wide range of customized services, quality care, and a commitment to you. Over-the-counter COVID tests are available and can be billed to most insurance carriers. You can also receive the COVID vaccine at Highland Pharmacy. Register at highland-pharmacy.com. That's highland-pharmacy.com. Highland Pharmacy, a community favorite since 2012.
Little Caesars presents delicious duos like bacon and eggs, spaghetti and meatballs, and of course peanut butter and jelly. Now, Little Caesars brings you a large, hot and ready slices and sticks. A delicious duo featuring 4 slices of pepperoni pizza, together with 8 tasty slices of Italian cheese sticks, plus crazy sauce for only $6. Little Caesars hot and ready slices and sticks is just $6. Available every day when you walk in between 4 and 8 at Little Caesars.
Pizza. At participating locations plus tax. Prices may vary.
All right, you know what that time means, that sound means, that time, however you want to put it. It's time for trivia. All right, today we have an interesting question. Maybe every day you think we do. I'd like to think so. Here's the question for today. The number to call, 270-651-9149 or 800-956-1023. One of those, 629-4941. We're also available there. What number sets to the right of the number 20 on a standard dartboard? Do you know the answer to that? What number sets to the right of the number 20 on a standard dartboard? Trivia time here at WCLU. I'm excited to see who calls in today. Maybe you've played darts before. You know, a dartboard? What number sets to the right of the number 20? Any takers on that? Let's go to the phone lines. Let's see what we find out today. Good morning, trivia.
5.
Not number 5. Good morning, trivia.
50.
Not 50. Good try, though. All right, so we are asking you the question this morning. What number sets to the right of the number 20 on a standard dartboard? Let's go to the phone lines here. Good morning, Trivia.
Hello, is it one?
It is the number one. Who is this speaking?
Anthony Thomas.
All right, Anthony Thomas. How are you today?
I'm doing good. You?
Good. I'm doing fine. Thank you, sir. So tell me what you know about darts. Do you play darts? Have you played? What's the deal with that?
I threw a dart at a dartboard. Knew nothing about it besides the need to stick in it. But
that's right.
But I cheated. I got on Google.
I gotcha. So. Well, I tell you, I was interested to hear what folks would throw out. So I'll at least give some credit there that folks were guessing, I think, without having looked at that. So, because if you did look it up, you would realize that it is the number one. But if you'll stay on the line there for a moment, I'll get your information. That way we can get this pizza coupon to you. And appreciate you listening today, Mr. Anthony Thomas.
Thank you.
Thank you. Again, that's right. This morning we have what number sets to the right of the number 20 on a standard dartboard? It's the number 1. If you didn't know, now you know. The news is just a few minutes away. Thank you for joining us here on WCLU.
Summer's over, but that joint pain is still there. Time to do something. Hey, it's James Coates. I want you to call QC Kinetics now. You've been putting it off long enough. It's time to get real lasting relief from chronic pain in your knees and back and shoulders and hips. QC Kinetics can get you moving again with cutting-edge regenerative treatments with no drugs, no downtime, and no surgery. Regenerative medicine uses high-quality, concentrated healing properties from your own body to restore and repair damaged joint tissue. And QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in this exciting breakthrough natural approach to eliminating joint pain. Lots of people here have done this, and they are living life to the fullest, pain-free. Don't assume the old ways of dealing with joint pain are the only ways. Call QC Kinetics today. Stop putting it off. Call for a free consultation, 270-974-4500. QC Kinetics, 270-974-4500. That's 270-974-4500.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're speaking another language. Like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right. And they're designed by real language teachers, so you learn how to have real-world conversations, things you'll actually use.
3 weeks. It's incredible. After 3 weeks, I'm on vacation in Paris, having a conversation in French.
There's all kinds of ways to learn. Use Babbel's podcasts or games or videos. You can even join live classes with a language teacher.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
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 Babbel. Évidemment.
Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
CBS News Special Report, remembering the life of Queen Elizabeth II.
A state funeral for England's longest reigning queen is underway at London's Westminster Abbey. The Very Reverend Dr. David Hoyle.
With admiration, we recall her lifelong sense of duty and dedication to her people.
Correspondent Vicki Barker is in London.
Assembling outside the Abbey, the sailors who will pull the gun carriage carrying the Queen's body 2 miles through central London. Then it will be loaded onto the royal hearse and taken to Windsor Castle for burial beside her husband, Prince Philip.
Tens of thousands of Brits have flooded the city to say goodbye to the only queen most have ever known.
We have sleeping bags, some food, lots of layers.
CBS News Special Report. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
Get glowing for your wedding day and have picture-perfect skin with the help of the experts at R Plus Med Spa. They prioritize a tailored approach, starting with a complimentary bridal consultation to share any skin concerns you have as you prepare for your big day. This is also perfect for the mother of the bride, the groom, and your bridal party. R Plus Med Spa, 210 Shane Drive in Glasgow. Call 270-651-4SPA and schedule your complimentary bridal consultation today.
Spring is alive with warm sunshine, birds, and blooms. That means your ride is a wreck. Pollen and doo-doo damage to your paint job, to be exact. Look to Waterworks to protect your ride with affordable options for every budget. Sign up today and save money with Waterworks' monthly unlimited Splash Pass program. Good at all locations in Bowling Green and Glasgow. That's any Splash Pass Unlimited membership, including the $35 Splash Pass level of services with no limits. Unlimited means unlimited. And it all comes with complimentary towels, mat beater, window cleaner, and air purge. And it's not just money savings you get at Waterworks Express Wash in Glasgow. There's loads of perks for being a monthly Waterworks member. Their website or Facebook page has all the details you need. You won't find that level of sparkling clean and incredible perks anywhere else in the area. Spring in for the cleanest ride you can get at the new Waterworks Express Wash, now open in Glasgow at 1009 Happy Valley Road.
Waterworks! Well, good day. It's Monday, September 19th, 2022. Great to have you with us today here on WCLU Local News. I'm Brennan Crane joining you for this local newscast. It's great to have you with us today. A Glasgow company that's recognized globally for innovative conveyor systems is reaping the benefits of a WKU and Gatton Academy alum. Amy Bingham has more on how Nathan Lasley is making a big impact at Spantech in this week's View from the Hill.
Nathan Lasley says a year-long co-op at a tire manufacturer during college solidified his future in mechanical engineering.
That was actually kind of a turning point in my career because I was still unsure at that point. I knew I'd enjoyed the classes, but that opportunity to get my hands dirty and actually do real work was what really changed my mind.
Today, Lasley is developing new products at Spantech, a global leader in developing conveyor systems.
He learned the conveyor business, learned how to design conveyors, and then slowly we eased him over into research and development and found out he was a very talented designer of new products.
This is the software that I mentioned.
A 2012 alum of the Gatton Academy, Lasley went on to receive the Evan McCaslin Award in Mechanical Engineering when he graduated from WKU in 2017.
The engineering program had some fantastic faculty that helped me.
Now he's leaving his fingerprints on a showroom full of Spantech's innovative systems. Reporting for WCLU, I'm Amy Bingham.
The invention Nathan is referring to is called the Lasley Guard and is described as revolutionary in the world of conveyor systems. Local meetings that you need to be aware of this week. Of course, the Barron Fiscal Court will be meeting in its monthly meeting on Tuesday. That's beginning at 9 o'clock in the morning at the Barron County Fiscal Courtroom. That's on the 3rd floor of the Government Center. Now, that's the same office where the county clerk and sheriff's office both are there. Of course, this is on the 3rd floor. Lots of things they'll be going over there. The judge executive is expected to give a presentation on champion rings. That's for some county sports leagues there at Jackie Browning Park. The 65-35 rule of exemptions, they'll be looking at that once again. Remember, what is that rule? Well, 65% of any given budgetary item cannot be spent in the 4th fiscal year. Of course, that happens to be in an election year in Kentucky as well. Audit certification of LGEA funds will also be presented. The sheriff, he's expected to give a presentation regarding the sale of surplus property, the K-9 vehicle boxes, consideration of public officials' bond, and the acknowledgement of the receipt of the quietus. Now, the important part here, they will be having a public hearing in that meeting, and that's going to be because of an ordinance relating to the 2022 tax rate. So if you'd like to attend that, you can go there. They'll be adopting that on 2nd reading. They looked over that tax rate there off the 1st reading last month. So again, this public hearing, it's open for you. They'll open the floor to the public for just a few minutes, and then they'll close that. You can watch that meeting live on the Barron County KY YouTube page, or you can catch the Glasgow Electric Plant Board's live coverage of that on local channel 6. We'll have coverage of that too in our later newscasts. Tonight, there will be a special called Parks and Recreation Committee meeting. That's with the Glasgow City Council members. That'll be held at 4:30 this afternoon there inside Glasgow City Hall on the 2nd floor, and that'll be inside the council conference room. They have several things on their agenda for that meeting as well. First, they'll be approving the minutes of last meeting. They'll be giving an update regarding Richardson Stadium. Now, remember, this is the stadium there at Gorin Park that unfortunately burned, a lot of that burning there to the ground. ground just a few months ago. Park updates, they'll be talking about the bathrooms. This has been an ongoing thing now for several years. The bathrooms at many of the city parks are just dilapidated, and the city council has been working to get those repaired. The mayor, of course, as well. Staffing, they have one Parks and Recreation supervisor position open, and they're also taking applications for 2 maintenance workers. They're currently accepting those applications through Wednesday. They'll be discussing the city pool. As many of you know, it's closed down for the summer. There's several larger expenses they're going to have to make before opening next year, we understand. Those include a new vacuum, deck chairs, a sunshade umbrella, and many more advancements. An update on programs. The fall soccer and volleyball are both underway. They have good turnout for both of those programs. Fall cornhole sign-ups, they're currently going on with the City Rec League. Halloween Festival at Ralphie's, it's slated for Friday, October 28th from 6 to 8 in the evening. And the Turkey Trot Race, remember, that information is out. It will take place Saturday, November 19th, beginning at 7 in the morning. So again, this is all about the Parks and Recreation Committee meeting slated for this afternoon, 4:30 p.m., Glasgow City Hall Council Conference Room. They're on the 2nd floor of City Hall. You may attend that. It's open to the public. Also going on this evening, it's the meeting of the Glasgow Independent School Board. They'll be meeting in a special called session at 6 o'clock at South Green Elementary School. Many things on their agenda as well. One of those includes the update regarding the South Green Elementary construction. That's still going on. The appointment of Dr. Chad Mullenkamp as board secretary during his tenure as superintendent. That is ongoing as well. They'll be going through many different recognitions, including Inspiring Greatness Employee Recognition and recognizing retiree Jennifer Myers for her service to the school system. They'll be looking at several other things, discussing the superintendent 30, 60, and 90-day plan and professional growth plan, number of trips and special events going on with schools that the board will have to approve. They'll also be going over some student service actions, like appointing Randy Wilkinson as facilitator for local planning committee, appointing 3 community members to that planning committee, and appointing a board member to serve on that local planning committee. Also on the list, it's approved the contract extension for Mr. Larry Hammond as a superintendent advisor. Again, that meeting is open. You can attend that this evening, 6 o'clock, South Green Elementary School. Well, we'll let you know about a road closure in the county you need to be aware of. This coming from the county judge executive's office on Friday. Moore Road, which is a county road there at Kentucky Highway 90, it'll be closed until further notice. That closure began on Saturday. Now, they say that this closure is necessary due to safety reasons relating to the State Highway 90 road construction project. That is ongoing on that section of road, which they're creating an entire bypass around the 88 community in eastern Barron County. Now, we understand that Moore Road is still accessible from Kentucky 839 or Nobob Road. If you need to be on that road, be aware of that and prepare for that in your traveling. If you're traveling in Bowling Green this week, remember that US 31W bypass between US 231 Broadway Avenue and East 15th Avenue, it's expected to be closed through Tuesday. Now, the utility project being done by BGMU could be done by Tuesday evening, they say. The roadway would reopen with weather permitting. Now, the US 31W bypass, it was closed in this section earlier last week as BGMU began a utility project, but keep that in mind. They are going to continue working on that, and they said they would begin that Monday morning and continue that all through today and tomorrow. With a look at your state news, it's Jordan Smith, and after that, the Kentucky News Network. Stay with us.
You work hard for your money. It's time your money does some of the work, and South Central Bank has created a way for that to start happening today. South Central Bank has announced CD rates that will get your money into the workforce. A 21-month CD with an APY of 2.50% is now available. That's right, a 21-month CD that pays 2.50% available now from South Central Bank. Need a shorter term? Well, the 9-month CD pays 1.5% APY. Minimum deposit $500. Come into any South Central Bank today and make it happen. Member FDIC. Penalty for early withdrawal may apply.
Most people will hesitate before planning a funeral in advance.
The funeral? We'll arrange that when the time comes.
But there's a lot to be said for advanced planning. For one thing, you have the peace of mind of knowing that your arrangements have all been made. You can consider the options when your mind is clear, and you'll have the relief of knowing that your loved one will be well cared for. A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home, a celebration of love.
This is Jordan Smith here with all of your news from around the Commonwealth of Kentucky. A Kentucky man who killed 3 students and injured 5 more in a high school shooting a quarter-century ago has a chance at parole this week. Michael Carneal was a 14-year-old freshman back in 1997 when he fired a stolen pistol at a before-school prayer group in the lobby of Heath High School near Paducah. In one of the few interviews he has given since then, he told the Courier-Journal in 2002 that he was suffering from delusions and paranoia. Carneal's parole hearing starts today with testimony from his victims. On Tuesday, Carneal will make his case for release. If the board rules against him, they can decide how long Carneal should wait before his next opportunity to seek parole. The Kentucky Supreme Court has suspended an Eastern Kentucky prosecutor who promised to help a defendant in exchange for nude photographs. Ronnie Goldie is the Commonwealth's attorney for Bath, Menifee, Montgomery, and Rowan counties. Although the court temporarily suspended him, it said in its Friday order that only the General Assembly can remove Goldie from office through impeachment. The Courier-Journal previously reported that Goldie exchanged 230 pages of Facebook messages with a female defendant. Goldie has testified that he does not remember sending them. The woman has said Goldie withdrew warrants and had cases continued in exchange for photos. She also said that she had sex with the prosecutor. The Kentucky has self-reported violations to the NCAA following an investigation into athletes being compensated for part-time work that was not performed at the university hospital. The school asked that the violations be processed as Level 3 in its report submitted on September 3rd to NCAA Reinstatement Director Jerry Vaughn. The school learned of possible violations in February and found it was limited to a, quote, small number of athletes who concealed their use of clock-in, clock-out system while working in the hospital's patient transport department. The report did not identify the athletes nor which teams they played for. And finally, officials are holding 4 virtual town halls this month in an effort to improve Kentucky's foster care system. A statement from the Administrative Office of the Courts says anyone interested in making the system better is encouraged to attend one of the regional meetings, which are being hosted by citizen foster care review boards. The first meeting on September 19th will be held for residents of Bullitt, Fayette, and Jefferson counties. A meeting on September 21st will be for residents of Central Kentucky. A meeting on September 27th will be for residents of Western Kentucky. And a meeting on September 3rd will be for residents of Eastern Kentucky. This has been Jordan Smith with all your news from the Bluegrass State.
Late sleepers everywhere are demanding breakfast until noon on weekends. Well, hit that snooze button because Hardee's is extending breakfast hours until noon. And now you can celebrate it with the new 2 for $5 breakfast deal. Imagine eating your choice of a sausage and egg biscuit, country fried steak, or biscuit and gravy all before midday on the weekends. The late sleepers have spoken. Bite into the new 2 for $5 breakfast deal only at Hardee's. Feed your happy. Tax not included. Available for limited time at participating Hardee's restaurants. Exclusions may apply by time of day. Price of participation may vary.
Here's the score from the Kentucky News Network. I'm Scott Fitzgerald. It was a crazy day in the National Football League yesterday in Dallas.
This is 50. Does he do it, Jim? There it is, on the way. Maher's kick. It's good. Cowboys win it.
The call on CBS, Jim Nantz, Brett Maher kicked that 50-yard field goal as time expired. The Cowboys beat the Bengals 20-17 at AT&T Stadium. The Bengals are still winless after their loss. The team trailed 17-9 heading into the fourth quarter until Joe Burrow staged a 19-play, 83-yard drive that ended in a T. Higgins touchdown reception. He converted the 2-point conversion to tie the game. Well, now since he is 0-2 on the season, while the Cowboys go to 1-1, Bengals quarterback Joe Burrow says there's no panic in the locker room.
0-2 is tough, but there's no panic. We've lost 2 games in a row before. We lost 2 games in a row several times last year. lot of football left to be played.
Next up for Burrow and the Bengals, a trip to the Big Apple to face the New York Jets, who moved to 1-1 with a 31-30 win over the Browns. College football, after a sluggish start, the Kentucky Wildcats ended up covering the spread against Youngstown State over the weekend. They now jump one spot in both the AP college football rankings as well as the coaches poll. The Cats are up to 8 in the AP, while 9th in the coaches. Next up, a visit from Northern Illinois on Saturday. This as Vanderbilt needed 21 third-quarter points to rally past the Huskies this weekend in the land of Lincoln. Coach Mark Stoops will speak about it to the Commonwealth tonight at 6 o'clock. You can hear that on the Coach Mark Stoops Show, and we'll bring you what he had to say tomorrow right here on this Kentucky News Network station. And in baseball, the Cardinals are 8 games up on the Milwaukee Brewers in the National League Central after a 3-0 loss to the Reds yesterday, while the Brewers lost to the Yankees 12-8. And down on the farm, the Bowling Green Hot Rods have a 1-0 lead over Aberdeen in the first game of the South Atlantic League Championship Series. Game 2 is tomorrow in Aberdeen. I'm Scott Fitzgerald.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
You may have been born to be wild, but you weren't born to be dead from a needless motorcycle crash. So when you're even just a little impaired, you do not get your motor running. You do not head out on the highway. What you do is get a ride from a sober friend, a taxi or rideshare service, or public transportation. Because you may be looking for adventure, but you're not looking for trouble. Please ride sober. Paid with funds through the Kentucky Office of Highway Safety.
I grow corn and beans, and I raise cattle. What I do is good for people, good for Kentucky. And what I don't do is good for the environment. I don't let fertilizer, chemicals, manure, or good farmland run off into the creek. And you know what? Turns out that also makes me more productive and more efficient. If you're a farmer, develop an ag water quality plan. It's never been easier. Go to eec.ky.
Summer's over, but that joint pain is still there. Time to do something. Hey, it's James Coates. I want you to call QC Kinetics now. You've been putting it off long enough. It's time to get real lasting relief from chronic pain in your knees and back and shoulders and hips. QC Kinetics can get you moving again with cutting-edge regenerative treatments with no drugs, no downtime, and no surgery. Regenerative medicine uses high-quality, concentrated healing properties from your own body to restore and repair damaged joint tissue. And QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in this exciting breakthrough natural approach to eliminating joint pain. Lots of people here have done this, and they are living life to the fullest, pain-free. Don't assume the old ways of dealing with joint pain are the only ways. Call QC Kinetics today. Stop putting it off. Call for a free consultation, 270-974-4500. QC Kinetics, 270-974-4500. That's 270-974-4500.
Alrighty, I am going to be taking some calls in just a moment to give away something that's pretty exciting. But first, let me tell you about it. Celebrate diversity at the Bowling Green International Festival all day, Saturday, September 24th at Circus Square Park. You can enjoy music and dance from around the globe, cultural displays, edutainment, that's edutainment, if you will, activities, authentic foreign foods, and an international bazaar. Entertainment varies from traditional to modern cultural fusion like Appalachian reggae. Children 12 and under are admitted for free, and you can buy your tickets online at half the door price. Save 10% year-round at area restaurants with a restaurant discount card from the merchandise tent. And the Bowling Green International Festival, rain or shine, it'll be there Saturday, September 24th. You can go to the bginternationalfest.com for details. This festival is made possible by the Forever Communications family of radio stations, the Beaver, Woohoo, WBGN, and the Big Willie, WNKY, BGEMS, Dazed 8, Kobe Aluminum, VidMonster Productions, Sublime Media, The Daily News, and other fine supporters. And here's the catch. We're going to be giving away a 4-pack. It's a family 4-pack of tickets to that international festival, and we're going to be doing that right now. So here's what I want you to do. I am going to give this away, and I'm going to tell you about it. You're going to get a restaurant discount card, and let me just tell you this. There are a slew of restaurants on here. Just some examples. You can use this discount card, which will get you 10% off your bill at places like Anna's Greek Restaurant, Brewster's Real Ice Cream, Cabrera's Mexican Restaurant, Little Fox Bakery, Local Taco, Los Mariachis, Lost River Pizza, Mama's Kitchen and Bar, Mi Pueblo Viejo Mariscos, Mr. B's Pizza and Wings, Thai Restaurant, and lots of more. And again, this 4-pack is going to be given away right now. So call us 270-651-9149 or 800-956-1023. And let's take the 7th caller today. Just call us. We'll let you know if you're that 7th caller, and you can win this 4-pack of tickets to the International Festival. We're going to take a break.
At Don Franklin, we're more than a group of car dealerships. We're hardworking, everyday people of Kentucky. We strive daily to give 110% to our customers, our employees, and our families. We are committed to providing everyone with a safe and reliable vehicle, and we continue our tradition of supporting our local communities. At all 24 dealerships across Kentucky, we will treat you like family. Don Franklin Family of Dealerships, we are Kentucky.
Weather brought to you by Peggy Tuck Edwards and Private Caregiver Referral Services. When roles reverse in later years, when child becomes caretaker, when the needs of a parent become most important, it's comforting to know there is help along the way. Sometimes our elders just need a little company and companionship, and it's our duty to see that those needs are met, whether at home, assisted living, or a nursing home facility. Peggy and her network of compassionate caregivers are ready to meet you and your loved one's needs. Call 670-7062.
It's 65 degrees at WCLU.
This is Melissa Carey, the new Vice President with the People's Bank. With life, we are met with daily challenges. Some are easy, while others may be more challenging. No matter the change, we at the People's Bank understand and want to help you. If you are looking for a change in banking, look no further. The People's Bank are experienced bankers ready to meet you with all of your financial needs. I look forward to serving my community. We are working for you. The People's Bank, working for you, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Well, summer's over, but that joint pain is still there. Time to do something. It's Henry Royce, and I want you to call QC Kinetics right now. You've put it off long enough. It's time to get real lasting relief from chronic pain in your knees and back and shoulder and hips. QC Kinetics can get you moving again with cutting-edge regenerative treatments with no drugs, no downtime, and no surgery. Regenerative medicine uses highly concentrated healing properties from your own body to restore and repair damaged joint tissue. And QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in this exciting breakthrough natural approach to eliminating joint pain. Lots of people here have done this, and they are living life to the fullest, pain-free. Don't assume the old ways of dealing with joint pain are the only ways. Call QC Kinetics today. Stop putting it off. Call now for a free consultation. 270-974-4500. QC Kinetics, 270-974-4500. That's 270-974-4500.
All right, today our winner of those BG International Festival tickets, it's Benny Francis. He'll get that 4-pack, and he'll get that restaurant discount card as well. Keep this in mind. We're going to be giving these away all week long, so that's something positive. If you didn't get in the hat today to get those BG International Festival tickets for this weekend, no fear, we have more of those giveaways coming up. We'll be doing those each morning this week here on Good Morning Live. 7:31 now, and a part of our Monday morning tradition, it's Banking on Business, presented by the People's Bank. We're going to be visiting with Mr. Terry Bunnell. He'll take us on a journey today to see where we visit here locally. And without further ado,
This is Terry Bunnell with the People's Bank, and welcome to another segment of Banking on Business. This morning, we're at the Museum of the Barons, South Central Kentucky Cultural Center at 200 West Water Street in Glasgow, and with Katie Reese. Katie, welcome to today's program.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
It's fantastic to be here in the Cultural Center. I mean, you come in this, and we're on the second floor, right? We need to let our viewers know, and our listeners know we're on the second floor. And we're on the square, right?
We are. We're on the town square. You can see the doctor's office behind me, and we've got a bank and dentist office, and it's a step back in time around the square.
Back in time. And what I love about the Cultural Center is you're going to find all that when you do step back in time. I mean, the first floor exhibit, second floor, now the third floor. Got a lot going on with the third floor now.
We do. We just opened our third floor about a month ago, and we have several exhibits, including an agriculture exhibit. We've got a 1960s teenager's bedroom, a baby's room, bathroom, and backyard.
Right.
We've got an S&H green stamp store, a fallout shelter. We have an exhibit on government and one about notable people from the 5 counties that we cover here in the museum.
Right. And what people need to understand about the Cultural Center is it's a place of history, and we're going to learn about our heritage here. And there's so much variety of people who have made us who we are.
Yes, yes, that's true. We've got a very rich heritage, rich history here. The museum covers 5 different counties, so that's a whole lot of people. And we have a huge community local support now who have been wonderful to help us with our exhibits and our programs and things here at the museum.
And that's key as well. You mentioned that all of the volunteers that have worked over the years. I mean, over the years to make this what it is today.
We have been in this location over 20 years, and we have the best volunteers, hands down. They are absolutely wonderful. They put in a lot of hours, a lot of time, a lot of hard work to be able to share this with the community.
Right. And preserving our history and think about where we're going, we got to know where we came from.
Yes.
And that's the key. And all these characters and places and businesses mean something to us.
Yes, that's true.
Now, we got the exhibits, all the exhibits, but there's a lot more that the Cultural Center does, though.
Yes. We have a hands-on Kids Corner on the first floor, which is very important to be able to get kids engaged about learning about their history and where they came from. We have speakers and workshops, and those are usually free or very inexpensive. We have a Pioneer Day in the summer for children. We just have a lot of things going on. We have art exhibits. We have a gift shop where we feature local, locally made items. And we have a genealogy research library where people can come research their family trees.
Now, how do people find out more about the Cultural Center?
Our Facebook page. They can look up South Central Kentucky Cultural Center on Facebook. We also have a TikTok account. So that's a little bit more fun, a little bit more creative. But we update our Facebook page very regularly too.
Right. Kate, appreciate what you're doing in our community. I mean, preserving our history. I mean, this is wonderful. I mean, it's a wonderful place on our square. It means a lot to the community, and we want you to know how much we appreciate you, your board, and everybody that works with this organization.
Thank you.
Doing
Thank
a great
you very
job.
much.
Before we leave, though, what are your hours of operation?
We're here Monday through Friday from 9 until 4 p.m. Central Time, and Saturdays from 10 until 3.
10 until 3 on Saturday. All right. Fantastic. Okay, thanks again for being on our
Thank you.
program. We appreciate you watching and listening this morning to another segment of Banking on Business. Being with Katie Reese here at the Museum of the Barons, South Central Kentucky Cultural Center. You got to come by. You want to know about our community, who we are today. You need to look back to our past and know that everything that made us who we are. I mean, truly have made us who we are. The volunteers here, as you mentioned, Katie, done a fantastic job. Your staff, the board, everybody's involved in this. So do come by, check out everything that's here at the Cultural Center. Again, we appreciate you watching and listening this morning to another segment of Banking on Business.
What a great place and an interesting place for sure. If you've never been over there, I'd highly recommend it. We talk about it a lot on the archives, but we want to be sure to let you know here too. That third floor exhibit that they just opened a few weeks ago, wow, it is very impressive, and it's really in touch with a lot of folks. A lot of folks will remember many of the things there on that third floor exhibit, and I know that'll be quite exciting. It's free admission there, but of course they will accept donations. They do a great service for our community, preserving our history. 7:37 now, 68 degrees. We are nearing that 70-degree mark already this morning. Looks like it's pretty overcast out there. Maybe you've seen a little bit of that sunrise this morning. Looked quite beautiful, at least some pictures that I've seen circulating on social media. We're going to take a quick break. When we return, we're going to be talking about some upcoming events here at WCLU. We'll be talking about a little bit more about our election coverage, what we're doing as far as candidate forums, some other community announcements going on. All of this here. Good morning.
Good morning, friends. Are you struggling with doubts as you try to live a life of faith? Do you sometimes feel guilty for doubting? Consider this. Thomas came with doubts. Christ didn't turn him away. Moses had reservations. God didn't tell him to go home. Job had struggles. God didn't avoid him. God never turns away from the sincere heart. Tough questions don't stump or anger God. Go to God with your questions. You may not find the answers you seek, but in turning to God, you turn to the one who has the answers. Remember this, faith is not finding all the answers. Faith is continuing on without all the answers. Faith is the belief that God is real and that God is good. It's the choice to believe that the one who created it all hasn't left it. Faith is the belief that God will do what's right. God's help is always near and available, but it is only given to those who seek it in a trust that God is never wrong. This is Danny Wyatt for the Refuge Church of Christ.
When you or a loved one have been seriously injured in a wreck, it feels like you're losing control. Bills are piling up. Your injuries may be preventing you from working. Don't leave your future in the hands of the insurance company. They'll take advantage of you. Call Hughes & Coleman today. We've been fighting to get our clients the most money possible for over 35 years. Control starts with a call. Hughes & Coleman, 800-800-4600.
Principal office in Bowling Green, Kentucky. Services may be performed by others.
Everyone has the right to control their own future. This is not the case if you've been seriously injured in a car wreck or a big truck wreck. The insurance company will take advantage of you. We've recovered over $1 billion for our clients. We're passionate about getting big dollar results for our clients. Control starts with a call. Hughes & Coleman, 800-800-4600.
Principal office in Bowling Green, Kentucky. Services may be performed by others. Over $1 billion recovered for our clients in Kentucky and Tennessee.
Highland Pharmacy on Rogers Road in Glasgow has been a community favorite since 2012, and there's a reason for that. They consistently offer a wide range of customized services, quality care, and a commitment to you. Over-the-counter COVID tests are available and can be billed to most insurance carriers. You can also receive the COVID vaccine at Highland Pharmacy. Register at highland-pharmacy.com. That's highland-pharmacy.com. Highland Pharmacy, a community favorite since 2012.
Good morning and welcome into Good Morning Live. I'm Brennan Crane this morning, joining you here on this Monday, September 19th. Want to let you know about some things that are going on in the next few weeks. We have lots of things actually to talk about. The first one here at WCLU, we have been telling you about our election coverage this year. It's a big deal. Of course, here we are going to be having a local election this year. So some of the events I want to let you know about. The first one will be on October 11th, and that is a county attorney, jailer, judge executive, and sheriff candidates forum. Okay, that's going to be at 6 o'clock there at the Plaza Theater here in Glasgow. And what we're doing with this is we are accepting questions right now, okay? You can do that online at WCLUradio.com. We are seeking your questions. We want you to submit those, and we have a committee developed that's going to help sort those questions, figure out what's the best way to ask those questions in an equitable way for each of those candidates. You can find that information, again, at our website. We've told you who's on that committee and how we're going to be doing that. The second event we want you to know is October 13th at 6 p.m. there at the Plaza Theater. It will be a Glasgow mayoral candidate forum and council candidate meet and greet. And then finally on November 8th at 6 p.m. here at WCLU, that'll be our live election returns. Now, what we're going to be doing there just a week after that mayoral candidates forum is a magistrate candidate meet and greet, and that's going to be at Lara B. Mitchell Clubhouse in Glasgow at 6 p.m. on October 20th. So the main three events that we're talking about right now are that October 11th, the County Attorney, Jailer, Judge Executive, and Sheriff Forum, October 13th, the Glasgow Mayoral Forum, and the Council Meet and Greet, and then on the 20th of October at 6 p.m. at Lara B. Mitchell, it'll be the Magistrate Meet and Greet. We are asking you to get those questions in this Friday if you're going to mail those in, or by next Wednesday at 2 o'clock. We'll ask that you have those questions in to us, and you can find that at our front page of our website, WCLUradio.com. It's surely to be an exciting time and one that perhaps you'll be interested in. Some other things going on here locally. Northeastern Family Resource Center Advisory Council meeting will be held today at Eastern Elementary. The meeting will begin at 3:30. This is an open meeting and the public is invited. You can contact Felicia Montgomery at 678-4480 for more information. Of course, area code on that's 270. Advisory Council meeting for Southern Barron Family Resource Center serving Austin, Tracy, and Temple Hill Elementary Schools. It'll be held today at 3:15 p.m. at Austin Tracy Elementary School. That meeting, again, it's open to the public, and you can attend that if you'd like. The Metcalfe County Historical Society, they'll be meeting at 6 p.m. the third Monday of each month at the Historical Courthouse located on the square in Edmonton. New members and visitors are welcome to attend, and looks like today is the third Monday of the month. Maker Monday will be held today beginning at 3:30 p.m. at the Marywood Weldon Memorial Library. This STEAM-based program for 3rd through 6th graders. It'll involve building, natural disasters, and some familiar stories. Young minds will solve problems, use teamwork, and have fun during this 3-week series. Registration is required due to limited space and supplies. And finally, the pesticide container rinse and return program will be held today at the Metcalfe County Extension Office from 9 to 11 a.m. Be sure caps are removed and container is triple rinsed with the label removed. For more information, you can call the Metcalfe County Extension Office at 270-432-3561. We do want to let you know, too, that there is a bereavement support group meeting at TJ Regional Health. That's the third Monday of each month from 2 to 2:30. If you'd like to attend that, you're asked to call Loretta Boone at 651-4430. Submit your church or community announcement at our website, WCLUradio.com or RadioSoki.com. Be sure to do that about a couple weeks in advance if you can. That way we can get those on the air in plenty of time and get you lots of coverage for that. Well, it's 7:44 now. It's 68 degrees this morning. Feels pleasant out there still, but the way our weather is going today, looks like we are going to be moving on up toward the upper 70s and 80s today. We're really going to be approaching that 90-degree mark just as soon as today, and moving toward Wednesday as we get to midweek. Looks like it's going to be in the mid-90s at that point. So lots of things to be looking out for this week in this community we call home. We're so glad you're joining us this morning. 68 degrees. We'll check the weather in just a moment, and our birthdays. Be sure to get those in, and your anniversaries, 270-651-9149. Good morning.
Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if a prescription is appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for full details and important safety information. Subscription required. Refund available for 60 days after purchase.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 90% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to 4hims.com/joy. At Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the biggest brands at 90% off. That's right, get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but 90% cheaper. It's the same medication you get from your doctor, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. Results are guaranteed or your money back. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, 4hims.com/joy. That's 4hims.com/joy for your free online visit. FORHIMS.com/JOY.
At Metro by T-Mobile, you can save more now that you need it the most. Get one line of unlimited 5G for just $40, period. Taxes and fees included. That's the lowest price in prepaid. Plus, choose from the largest selection of free 5G phones from brands you love, like Samsung. Switch now and save more. Only at Metro. If congested, the fraction of users greater than 35 gigabytes per month may notice reduced speeds, and Metro customers may notice reduced speeds versus T-Mobile due to prioritization. Video streams in SD requires eligible port-in. See store for details.
Well, summer's over, but that joint pain is still there. Time to do something. It's Henry Royce, and I want you to call QC Kinetics right now. You've put it off long enough. It's time to get real, lasting relief from chronic pain in your knees and back and shoulder and hips. QC Kinetics can get you moving again with cutting-edge regenerative treatments with no drugs, no downtime, and no surgery. Regenerative medicine uses highly concentrated healing properties from your own body to restore and repair damaged joint tissue. And QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in this exciting breakthrough natural approach to eliminating joint pain. Lots of people here have done this, and they are living life to the fullest, pain-free. Don't assume the old ways of dealing with joint pain are the only ways. Call QC Kinetics today. Stop putting it off. Call now for a free consultation. 270-974-4500. QC Kinetics, 270-974-4500. That's 270-974-4500.
All right, time for birthdays this morning, Monday, September 19th. Good morning to you. Laura Ellen Hedrick is celebrating today. Connie Thomas has a birthday. Ann Honeycutt has an 87th birthday today. Retha Burge, 68. Chastity Wyatt, 40 today. That means a gong. Terry Lockett is celebrating, along with Micah Dupree, Bethany Matthews, and Denise Billingsley. Sandra K. Pettigo has a birthday today. Happy birthday, Sandra. Caleb Mitchell is 20 today. Angela Kessler, Lola Jones, Becky Boston, and Ava England, 14 today. That's from your grandmother. On the anniversary side of things, Tommy and Carolyn Berry have a 47th wedding anniversary today. Stuart and Abigail Curley celebrate. James and Courtney Lyons, 7 years today. Alan and Aaron Wilson, 20 years. And Mike and Monica Gill have an anniversary today as well. So happy anniversary to you all. You can submit those online, WCLUradio.com. Call us 270-6519149, and we'll be sure to get those on there. And here's the incentive. Of course, just giving that shout-out is one of the good things, but we give away a Dairy Queen birthday cake every single day, through the week at least, and a Greer's Rosebud vase. So you can get in on those two things if your name is here on the birthday or anniversary list. So it's important that you call us up and let us know. We do want to let you know that it's Gina Lyon Day on the radio. If you see Gina around town, give her a pat on the back. Let her know she's good as gold from all of us here at WCLU, and a little taste of Texas. The weather today, we'll be checking in on that on the other side of this break. I'm going to give you a hint, though. It's going to be quite warm. Keep that in mind.
Weather from the WCLU Weather Center. Brought to you by TJ Sampson Community Hospital.
Nurse practitioners Paula West and Haley Cavanaugh at the TJ Health Cape City Clinic offer experienced health care for all your family's needs, including family medicine care, pediatric care treating children starting at birth, along with cardiology services. The TJ Health Cape City Clinic across from Save-A-Lot is open Monday through Thursday, 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Appointments are recommended. Walk-ins are accepted based on availability. For additional information, visit tjregionalhealth.org/Cape City. TJ Regional Health. Total local care.
I've hit the touch tones once again. We're not giving away anything, just the weather forecast. Today, a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms, mostly cloudy, then gradually becoming sunny today. A high near 88 degrees, so much warmer than we were this time last week. Tonight, patchy fog after 3 a.m., otherwise partly cloudy and a low around 67 degrees. Get this, on Tuesday, patchy fog when we're waking up. Otherwise, sunny skies and a high near 91 degrees. By Tuesday evening, a low around 65 and clear. And Wednesday, still sunny and clear out there, but the temperature is going to be really warm, 93 degrees, calm winds. So we are here at this false fall time of the year, if you want to call it that, something similar to that, where we weave in and out of this, oh, it feels nice, and oh, it's hot out there today. And looks like, today at 68 degrees, the air really didn't feel too chilly, so really wasn't a day I was leaving home with a jacket. But last week, I could have used a jacket on some of those days, and I just simply didn't grab it going out the door. 7:51 now. You're listening to Good Morning Live. We'll have some tidbit news on the other side of this break. Jordan Smith will join me.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're speaking another language. Like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right. And they're designed by real language teachers, so you learn how to have real-world conversations, things you'll actually use.
3 weeks. It's incredible. After 3 weeks, I'm on vacation in Paris, having a conversation in French.
There's all kinds of ways to learn. Use Babbel's podcasts or games or videos. You can even join live classes with a language teacher.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
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 Babbel, évidemment. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
For me, Indiana Tech wasn't just where I got my bachelor's degree. It is where I met my wife. It formed a network that helped me get an internship. That turned into my first job after graduation. So it was an easy decision when choosing where to get my master's degree to.
Indiana Tech has quality, affordable degree programs to advance your career and the personalized support that helps you succeed. We have in-demand programs in areas like business, healthcare, information technology, cybersecurity, engineering, criminal justice, and many more.
Flexibility of online classes allowed me to go back to school while still building my career. And the professors were always there to make sure I was successful. If someone asked me why Indiana Tech, I say why not.
Take the next step towards your bright future. Learn more today how Indiana Tech helps busy working adults advance their careers at online.indianatech.edu.
Registration for the next class session ends September 30th.
From the north, south, east, west, NEWS, here's the latest news.
All right, good morning. Time for Tidbit News on this Monday, September 19th. Thank you for joining us this morning. Good morning, Jordan Smith.
Good morning to you, Mr. Brennan Crane.
All right. Well, I'm glad you're joining me today. I don't know why I can't speak today. I am going all over the place. But I do have a couple of stories for you, and I do want to kind of give everyone a heads up that you'll be on The Real Trader today once again.
Yes, I am. So I would also like to mention that before you get into the tidbit, it is National Talk Like a Pirate Day.
Okay, well, I don't know if I can
So I cannot wait to head over to The Real Trader and see what we can trade as far as people's booty.
That's right. Well, that ought to be under the what's the thing? We don't allow people to do this or that. That might be one of them we ought not to get on there and sell, right?
No, it's the only thing. People who call have to talk like a pirate.
That would be interesting. I don't know that I can
see how far we can do it. Yeah. See how far that lasts. It's one of the weirdest holidays that people still celebrate to this day, but it's still funny.
True.
It's fun.
That's right. Well, I do want to let you know about some college photos and memorabilia of Elon Musk. I don't know if you've heard about this, but they were recently auctioned for $165,000.
Okay.
Which honestly doesn't surprise me. I mean, we have people buying things for, people's hair and all this other stuff.
Bottle of spit and blood, weird things
Strange.
People buy, but yeah, high school photos of Elon Musk, that's up there.
This is according to a Boston auction house. Boston-based RR Auction says it was a collection of never-before-seen photos and memorabilia from Musk's college girlfriend, Jennifer Gwynne. Musk changed his Twitter profile to one of the photos Wednesday. He's currently in a public fight with Twitter to try to get out of a $44 billion deal. Of course, I think everyone knows that. Mm-hmm. And that trial is set for October, so that'll be interesting to see. His girlfriend, or ex-girlfriend, I guess, she told the Boston Globe she read about an auction of test papers that Musk graded and realized she had far more personal items she could sell, including candid photos, a birthday card from him, and a necklace he gave her.
Ooh, I wonder how much that necklace was back then.
I don't know.
Like handmade Elon Musk original.
Well, here it is. It says the gold necklace with a small green emerald that Musk gave to Gwynne in late '94 as a birthday present. It sold for $51,000.
Okay.
Can't really. There's no price on what it was. So anyway, I don't know that I would. I couldn't pay that much for anything.
No.
Belonging to someone else. But anyway, in Munich today we have some information about Oktoberfest. It's back.
Yes.
In Germany, after 2 years of pandemic cancellations, the same bicep-challenging beer mugs, fat-dripping pork knuckles, pretzels the size of dinner plates, men in leather shorts.
Oh, yeah.
Lederhosen. And women in cleavage-bearing traditional dresses. So
I'm okay with that, too.
Wasn't going to ask anybody's opinion on any of that. But so here's the deal, though. But brewers are, of course, they're glad to return, but inflation is what's the deal. So apparently, for one thing, the 1 liter, which is 2 pint, mug of beer is going to cost between $12.60 and €13.80, which is about $12.84 and $14.07
My goodness.
in U.S. dollars.
That's more than what you could buy at a ball game, and everybody thinks those are expensive. But
that's right.
Man.
It says it's an increase of about 15% from 3 years ago.
Wow.
The event opens at noon, or it has opened, rather, when Munich's mayor taps the first keg and announces "Osapts is," or "It's tapped" in Bavarian dialect. And again, that started on Saturday. So, it's underway now. Oktoberfest is underway. If you have any interest in traveling over to the Bavarian capital, you can go and celebrate.
One of the biggest parties in the entire world.
Yeah.
Oktoberfest, say Carnival.
Mm-hmm.
Was it the one down in New Orleans? Mardi Gras, I think, is big too.
That's right.
And any time that there's a New Year's Day. But, yeah,
True.
Oktoberfest is huge.
Well, that's all I've got for you today. Any more special days that you find of interest?
National Butterscotch Day.
Okay,
but Talk Like a Pirate Day is a lot better, I think. Methinks.
Maybe we can get everyone around here to talk like that today.
And a happy birthday to Miss Tricia Yearwood as well.
Okay, well, happy birthday, Tricia. Well, we're going to stop this train today with a little bit of Kenny Rogers, and I'll let you prep for the trader. But thanks for joining me today.
Thank you, kind sir.